So we're actually going to kick things off with Spider-Man, and this is issue 15, and this is also well into the Dark Web book. So, if you're not familiar with what's been going on with Dark Web or what's currently going on with Spider-Man, a couple of, what was it, a story back?
Yeah.
A couple episodes back, I talked about it. Yeah, so Chasm, who has been Riley's Spider-Man, teamed up with Goblin Queen, who is Madeline Pryor, which is also a clone of Jean Grey. They've teamed up and they decided to bring the fight to the X-Men and Spider-Man respectively. And this book is balls to the walls insane because you have Venom on that. And like they do this shit that I hate. It's like, so why is Venom acting like old school regular Spider-Man villain Venom?
Yeah.
Apparently that's going to be explained in a book that hasn't come out yet. So
we'll find out.
I guess I'll tell you what this had to do with this in future couple weeks.
Is Venom even in that?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's apparently Venom. Like it's not referring to itself as Eddie Brock. It's just referring to itself as Venom. So we don't know. Either way, all hell is popping off and breaking loose in this book. You got symbiotes, you got demons, you got goblins, then you got this classic Lethal Protector style Venom, just looking big, black, and beautiful. Just, oof.
BBC. Sorry.
This is BBB.
No, BBB.
What are you? Is that a Freudian slip?
Big black cobwebs.
Cucumbers.
For those of you
Cucumbers.
sick fucks out there that have a Venom foot fetish, there you go.
Ew.
Look at him.
Disgust me. Anyway, the book kicks off. You got some art that's actually being handled not by John Romita Jr. in this issue, thankfully. Because I'm not a fan of his art. And there are people who are. I like, that's cool. Like his father, amazing. Son, God no. Instead, we actually got pencils by Ed McGuinness and inker is Cliff Rathburn. Both of these guys together make for some amazing Spider-Man art. Like, I would love more of this, less of the John Romita Jr.
All right.
Also, there's this awesome book coming in the spring where it's going to be like a tribute to Stan Lee. So I love that they included that right there. So
Yeah.
So like, look forward to that.
That's
coming
dope.
soon.
Let me see real quick.
I like that.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
So I would love this as a poster. Like that's dope.
that is pretty cool.
Like, who doesn't love Stan? Anyway, you finally get to see what Chasm looks like in his costume. It's all emo and edgy.
You see?
It's very much Shadow the Hedgehog Spider-Man edition. So. But yeah, you got some amazing art. You got some beautiful splash pages. Now the book doesn't really get to the meat and potatoes of anything just yet. This is just kind of setting the foreground for what is to come in the rest of the series.
Right, I got you.
And the book is being split between Spider-Man and X-Men. I'm not gonna read the X-Men right now because I'm not covering the X-Men right now. So I'm gonna just have to give you everything through like context cues and pantomime in the next few books. So I'll read it separately, but I'm not gonna actually interview the book for you. I'll just be able to fill you in on the extra shit. But anyway, the book ends with pretty much Goblin Queen, taking her fight to the X-Men and looking beautiful and better than that Marvel Legend that they were going to include with that HasLab that got canceled.
Yep.
Fuck you, Hasbro. And it ends with Chasm getting the upper hand, and that sets the tone for the next books to follow. So look more forward to what's coming from Dark Web. I enjoy it. I give it a recommend, but it's one of those books that you really got to start at the beginning of. Otherwise, like, just wait a few months until they put out like the graphic novel, like 5-issue collection. Our next book of the night, I'm gonna slap the shit out of it. I had high hopes for this book, man. This book pisses me off. All right, look at that beautiful cover. This is Vampirella. Time Warped #4. Now,
She's thick as fuck.
Right.
yeah, ooh, keep that mental image in your head for what I'm about to show you.
There you go.
Oh, I was gonna say for later. Okay.
No. Wait until you see.
Look at that, right
Where?
there. See that?
What is that?
What
Yeah,
happened?
she got slapped.
What happened?
Yeah. Like,
Not her.
so this is time I have to read Vampirella for this book.
Oh my God.
It's like, I think if you get a hold of her, I only need to focus on the other year to bring us all back. It may be a battle of wills. I'm looking at this particular panel right here and I'm reading it like that. And now that I've read it like that, you're reading it like that too. Yeah. This whole book is like this. I don't know what the fuck happened, but it's like she got beat in the face with like.
I'm reading it like Connie from Brickleberry.
No, it's like what's her face from Super Jail.
Like this art bothers me, and I don't think it was the same art in the previous book. Like there's just some like questionable things that are done here that like that's not it's not right.
That's 3 different
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 different vampires.
ones so far.
Like I don't know what's going on. And it just keeps getting worse.
Is it just the one
And
artist?
then like I think it's just the one artist, but I think it's different from the person that was in it last week. Artist is Benjamin Dewey, so I might have to check now and see if it was Benjamin Dewey like the prior.
That did
books.
it. The prior.
There's literally 3 different Vampirellas in
Oh,
one.
he's got
Yeah.
more in there.
Oh my god! And then like the whole crux of this book is that she's fighting against Man Bear Pig. So,
Oh my god.
so Man Bear Pig shows up and it's totally serial,
Oh my gosh,
and
are
they
you serious?
seriously
Totally
gotta,
serial.
yeah,
Super
they gotta
serial.
fight their way to survival. And then you got the black guy who's stuck in a white guy's body, and he's just like, "I'm black, I shouldn't be here." And she's like, "It's okay, we're gonna make it, cause I'm a vampire." So she just starts sucking, and the book gets worse, and then I actually ripped a
He
page.
ripped the page.
Like, this book is terrible. Like,
Yeah, he got so amped up he ripped the page.
she got beat in the face with something.
I know, dude. I'm sorry.
I was like, I don't know what's going on, but you might have a chance to win this. But hey, you get a little bit of a whatever this action is, this hot, hot steamy vampire action.
She's
She's sucking. So yeah, needless to say, I'm not a fan of this art direction. I would hope that it gets better.
Right.
But yeah, like if this was the first issue I was picking up and I saw that cover and then I read the book, I was like,
You'd probably never do it again.
no one reads Vampirella for the story. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you're right. I don't.
Of course
read it
they
for the story.
No one reads Vampirella for the story. No one's ever read Vampirella for the story.
I
If that's
read-
the case, tell me one Vampirella arc. I'll wait.
I read this other
She
magazine.
came from space
Did
with that Dracula, and Dracula was the one who was gonna try to stop her, but then she was like, "No, I gotta kill Dracula."
She cuts his
and-
throats with her nipples.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
It was in there.
Anyway,
I was right though, wasn't I?
close-ish.
Okay,
It does come from a weird planet.
right,
She's not actually a vampire in the normal sense. So.
right.
Anyway, that book it bugs me. It's like it started off pretty strong, and it's just got consistently worse as time has gone on. It's like I feel like I'm gonna just save that run because it's a short run. It's not gonna be a long series. But when that series is done, somebody at a certain point next year might have a chance to win all the issues of that run, so that you can see for yourself how bad it goes. Like, it's not very good. Like at first, Vampirella going back to when she was like first created,
Right.
seems kind of fun, kind of cool, a chance to reflect on some of that stuff. And it's like, this is just horse shit. It's like, my God.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of something that's bad but in a good way, back when I was a kid, there was this awesome comic book that came out. It was like, I thought it was awesome because I was a kid, and it was Batman and Spawn. And I remember that cover as clear as day. Like, you had like Batman and Spawn on the cover, and there was a lightning bolt in the background, and it was Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane teaming up to do the art. Well, here we are, some 20 odd years later, and we have a new Spawn and Batman, or Spatman book, as I like to call it.
Or Bond.
Or Bond.
Baton.
Baton, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, you got, of course, written by Todd McFarlane, so you know the story is cheese. Pencils by Greg Capullo, though, so if that's an artist, you should be like, oh yeah, that's dope. Inks are by Todd, so he's doing double duty, and you got colors by Dave McCraig. And so when you have Todd and Greg Capullo in a book, you're gonna get some amazing art, and you're gonna get these awesome 90s style splash pages. And it's like, let me just show you an instance of just beautiful comic book badassery. Just in all its amazingness. Now, the story doesn't mean anything. Just it's Fugazi. It's dealing with the Court of Owls. There's this interesting bit that kind of threw me for a loop because you actually get Death in the Family Joker that appears here. If you remember a few years back when he like ripped his face off and nailed it to a wall. So you get that's an odd choice, but that was also Greg Capullo's art during that time for that Batman run. So needless to say, I don't know if this kind of really ties directly into that because it doesn't really say. It doesn't mention any of that. But they do reference the fact that Spawn and Batman have met before. And the biggest, I think the only thing I'm actually disappointed with, because the book is awesome. It's action-packed pretty much all the way through. You got beautiful art the entire way through this thing. There's another great splash page coming up here towards the tail end of the book. And it, needless to say, the one thing that I'm disappointed in is the fact that you don't get another batarang to the face, which I was kind of hoping they'd bring that back, because that was one of the big things at the end of the original book, that Batman, because he couldn't kill Spawn, he realizes...
And if they really DC'd it, it's like 8 panels because it's slow-mo.
Yeah. They Zack Snyder'd it. But yeah. It's... I would say it's good. It's worth it for the novelty of it. And it's just fun. It's mindless. You don't have to really think too hard about it because it really doesn't mean anything. It's like most people don't really care about Spawn. That's fine. However, if it's Gunslinger, we give 2 shits. And he does make a cameo. He just doesn't have anything to say in it. He's just a flashback.
Oh, man.